We are not planning to provide forecast for the next year on the last day of 2021. The fact is that every Friday we analyze the most important macroeconomic events that will take place the following week. Even December 31 is not a reason to change our tradition. Thus, let us focus on the macroeconomic reports that are slated for release early next week. It's highly possible that on January 3 the market will remain thin, since most exchanges will be closed due to the celebration of a new year. However, traders are likely to pay close attention to the final data on the manufacturing PMI in the Eurozone and the United States. The reports may unveil a slower rise, but they will hardly have a negative influence on the market. On Tuesday, market activity will start to rise. The fact is that China is going to disclose its market manufacturing PMI data. According to the forecast in December, the indicator returned to the expansion zone, that is above 50 points. In November, manufacturing PMI dropped amid new virus outbreaks, as well as problems with the reserves and logistics delays. Analysts are sure that business activity in this sector will resume growing. This may have a positive effect on risk assets. That's why the dollar-yuan pair may show even a faster increase. The US dollar may also advance against the euro. On Tuesday, Germany will publish its labor market and retail sales figures. The data is likely to point to lower consumer activity amid an extremely high inflation rate. However, the data may prove the correct stance of the ECB. Notably, the regulator still believes that surging inflation is just a short-lived phenomenon. Of course, if retail sales decline, consumer prices will also fall. Thus, we foresee a decrease in the euro-dollar pair that has been long waiting for a reason to leave the sideways channel. Later, the ISM manufacturing PMI report will prove that traders made the right decision to buy the greenback. The business activity in the manufacturing sector is likely to remain extremely high despite surging inflation. On Wednesday, traders will start waiting for the most important event of the week. As usual, on the first Friday of every month, the US Labor Department publishes a report on the non-farm employment change. And on Wednesday, the US will disclose the similar data from ADP that precedes Friday's report. Economists foresee a significant rise of 413,000. It means that the US labor market continues its confident recovery amid quite high economic activity. After the publication, the US dollar may jump. In addition, we may see growing expectations of the Fed's monetary policy tightening. On Wednesday, the US is going to disclose its FOMC meeting minutes that may remind traders about the Fed's rhetoric during the last meeting. On December 15, the FOMC members decided to end the asset purchasing program in March and to raise the key interest rate 3 times in 2022. The announcement caused an unclear reaction among traders. At first, they started to sell off the US dollar and close buy positions, following the rule buy the rumor, sell the fact. However, during the following trading session, the greenback returned to its previous levels. And thus we can conclude that traders have already priced in all the information. That's why the meeting minutes will hardly have a great influence. In our daily video reviews, you can learn about the real financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and keep abreast of the latest events with us. See you